Good morning, welcome to 59 Minutes. My name is Levi Kones. To join me in the discussions of the political happenings of the week is Pan-African Forum Chairman, Dr. David Matsanga. Good morning, sir. And Paul, we started a bit late, but here we are.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah.
Wherever you are across the continent, how are you in the studios?
We would be here today.
I wanted to come, but unfortunately, there was a meeting that I'm supposed to attend within the next 45 minutes, about 11:30. So I will not make it to come this way. But good morning, otherwise, across the so many.
Very spiffy.
Yes, and you can see when your uncle wears cufflinks, you know that this is the right time for me to go. You can see I'm going to that meeting. I'm going for a meeting to finalize.
There are many things to talk about because I'm looking at the newspapers and I want us to quickly run through some of them. But I think the first thing that has caught my eye is a headline in the Star that says Raila moves into clear lead over William Ruto. Do you believe these pollings?
Yes, I have been one of those who has been consistent on the polls. And as you see, I have never lost any touch with the polls. I predicted that Raila will win at around 53-54% of the total vote. And the Ruto will be about 41, 42, 43. And that is exactly what is going to happen. Believe me or not, it will be about 38, 40, 41, 42. And it will
because
be about...
Even me, I've got no friends or relatives who have ever been polled. We always wonder, who are these people who are polled? And we are at a point again where Raila Odinga is leading in a presidential poll close to an election, but that happened also in 2017. That happened also in 2013. What's going to be different?
Very different, because this one is a clear cut. It's a very clear cut. There is a clear cut. You see, the vote, my brother, the vote of Ruto is depending on Mount Kenya. Raila is not depending on Mount Kenya only. Raila is depending on a vote across the country. Forget about the crowds that Ruto carries and ferries them to Buhungu Stadium. There is no vote there. The vote is going to go 60% in Western. Raila will get 60% of the vote. Ruto might get about 30%. And Makiu, there is another horse, a darker horse, that has where people are going to vote quietly. You know the truth. I don't know whether you also try to smoke. Do you smoke? If you smoke, then I will stop coming to your show. You know, there are so many people. Yes.
No,
if you smoke,
but even so,
if you, yes.
I'm hosting that guy this week, God willing. I'm sure you're alluding
to
Professor Wajakoya. To clear up issues on, you know, on especially that matter and much more. But I see you're saying he's another person to watch out for in this particular race. I have a question. How impactful do you think his
is an inspiration to people, a street? Yes.
How do you think his running will be in this particular race?
First of all, Wachikoya is an inspiration was an inspiration to the international, to the people of Kenya. He's a street kid. He was a street kid. He came up to London. I removed him from Camden, where he was digging graves, and I told him to come and work for me. He's a very good, honest man. That is one point. I don't want to tell a lie, because at my age, I'm older than him. I should not tell a lie. Two, Wachikoya is one person who started. You can't doubt Wachikoya's degree. at all. We were together going to the different universities at the same time. I graduated much earlier than he did. Later on, he continued with his master's degree. I continued, but I was busy. I did not carry on. I had to look for money also until I saw the nightclub, Ochikoya, went different ways and I continued with further studies. But I am telling you, he's sincere on his paperwork, he's sincere on the degrees, he's sincere on some of the things of key. When he says he's going to kill people who touch corrupt money, who create corruption, who take government money, he could easily do it. He's not a nonsense man.
Sincerity and degrees. Now that you raise it up, you do know that there is a lot of questions going on concerning different people and academic credentials. Of course, I see Sakaja is on the Standard newspaper.
I hope you are not going to ask me about Sakaja.
No, we have to talk about it. It's a trending topic.
I think you can, for you can talk about Sakaja. And for me, Sakaja is my son. And I want to take this opportunity to tell the people of this world that I don't want to talk about Sakaja because the gods can kill me.
About your thoughts?
No, wait. Can I make my statement?
Yes.
Sakaja, there is something in human nature which we call personal integrity. Don't lie and lie and lie and lie and lie when God is watching you. But God wants you to lie in order to maybe to enhance yourself for a few minutes, but later on go back and say, God, I was sorry. So that's why I'm avoiding to talk about Sakaja.
And I want to ask you, in terms of just, that requirement of degrees or not, do you think it's time maybe should we uphold it? Should we abolish it? You know, there are people who say that you don't have to be a leader, you do not have to have a degree. And you have had leaders in the past who have come, who haven't necessarily had degrees. What do you think about that particular law, generally speaking?
Let me be very honest. Connect. We make mistake. We make a mess ourselves. The IEBC is making a mess in this country. The institutions that are supposed to clear certificates get a lot of taxpayers' money for nothing. These certificates are supposed to be, the EBC checks the certificate. We have an institution with cars, big cars, V8, with bodyguards, people coming out of your hotel that he is also having a bodyguard. When he has done nothing, he's eating government money. This mess would not be in Kenya. This mess would not be here. Wakenya, Wenziwang, wake up also. You have democracy, but you are killing your own democracy. You cannot create institutions that are supposed to certify paperwork, certificates. And we have so many certificates. You can blame Sonko for everything, but you cannot blame Sonko for not having certificates. That's why I'm very upset. I'm very, very disturbed about Sakaja. And I cannot talk about it. Because if I tell you something, this whole world will be upside down. And I've kept it quiet and I will leave it there. Two, if there are institutions, why is it that IEBC is going ahead to clear a man with a degree that they are doubting, then come back and say, we want you to come to the tribunal, then say, you address us, do this,
See, did with the presidential candidates. You see how they cleared Nyambane and then they turned around and...
No.
And then removed him again.
All of it is very wrong. Can I tell you all of it? Mr. Kones, on this show, and I am dressed in a very nice shirt of mine, which is not like a Rutos shirt from Turkey. This shirt came from, yeah, Ruto wears shirts from Turkey. I don't wear shirts from Turkey. My shirts are
go on.
Listen, my shirts are Marks and Spencer. And that is, when you see me wearing in a suit like this, a tie like this, you better respect me. I'm not Ruto, who lies to me. The point I'm making is this. I've been telling you all the time on this show. And I want to tell you again that if I was a Kenyan, I would not allow Mr. Chebukati, that guy from your place there. You come from Tarubu around there in the mountains. He's your neighbor. If I were a Kenyan, I would not allow a monster called Chebukati to touch my vote. And the Kenyans listen to me, those watching me on this station, those who will watch the clip. I have reservations. I have monitored elections in 52 countries in the world. I've never seen a mess like the mess which is in Chebukati's office. Chebukati is on his own powers. He's extending without seeking court to ask the court, can I extend this? Can I extend this? Can I extend this? Your election is already nullified. He has extended so many things on his own. He has given so many people. He has given so many people certificates and later on recalled those certificates. He has done, these are all hallmarks.
The question, even today on IBC, in as far as you know, the ability to give us the registers at the polling station. You know, and IBC said that you can only expect digital registers at the polling stations. You can't get the hard copy, and there are, you know, critical questions that are being asked. You know, how will they be able to load 104,000 SIM cards to the 52,000, you know, KIMS tablets? There is a demand for us to go electronic, and it does seem that even with our electronic, you know, desire, even IBC telling us, it looks like we are going to go back the same way we did with 2017 and fall back into the manual way of doing things. And of course, you know, there have also been the other questions about this supposed 1 million people who are said to have been, you know, wrongly registered, and we still do not have the register of exactly how many voters have registered in Kenya. We do not know them, you know, county by county, so that we can be able to say, you know, in this county we are expecting this number of votes, and even it helps people who are campaigning to know how to go and you know, and base their campaigns. What does that say about us? And you know how many days we have now? 56 days. Are we just lining ourselves up for a problem, knowingly?
I am going, whether you are going to pick my statement is this. If I were Chebukati, I would write a resignation letter asking.
It'd be a bad time to do that.
No. It's better to save. It's better to save a situation than have a bad election anywhere in Africa. Listen to me. It is better to stop this election and let Matsanga stand alone. I am not a Kenyan. I am Paul preaching to the people, the Jews. I am Paul preaching to the people of the Philippians. I am telling you, this election here has a problem, and it could cause more problems. A bad election in Africa is worse than a war. It sparks a war. And another man has come in there now. There are men there whom he has cleared. The others he has not cleared. The others have gone to court. The others going to go to the Supreme Court to stop this election. The others going to say, no, this election should not take place. The others is saying, now you have just told me there is no hard copy at the polling station. There will be on the manual. These machines, even in Britain, that is 1,900 years. And listen to me carefully. You have started in America. The Americans have failed to do one thing on earth, to create a human being to start walking. But they have done everything, including the computers you have, the internet we are using, but they still use manual register at the polling station. Who are you, small cat from Kube, up here? Because you studied some 1 degree of law, and you are threatening Kenyans here that there will be no, you are writing to Raila, that there will be no manual, then manual. These machines are going to be crooked. Chebukati has planned himself with the other people to crook these machines. We know experts that Ruto has hired. We know officers that are in Kampala.
Making the same allegations.
That Ruto has
that
hired.
It's in the interest
and we better know.
Look, they are saying it's in the interest of Azimio.
Are they making allegations that Matsanga, okay, are they
okay, let me ask you, Dr. Something happened
got an office to hack?
over the weekend.
Don't tell me about that. I know of an office. Listen, I know of an office in Kampala that has been organized to disrupt this election. And
then they're also making the same allegations. And okay, let's talk about something that we know as fact. They have
come on Twitter and they are telling you they have a full office of Russians who are working in that office. My friend, I'm telling you, I'm not talking lies here.
See, here we can't substantiate that.
Are you not on internet?
Is this the ICT CS said, you know, that,
are you not on,
that he said over the weekend, listen.
Are you not on internet? Can't you? I am listening.
ICT the CS said that you know that they have intelligence that suggests that the winning you know, party movement will be Azimio team and that Raila will win the elections. Don't you think that was very careless of him to make those remarks at this point in time, based on what he says is a security report?
What is wrong with speculation?
In any election of the government giving us what they would say NIS or you know, the internal security briefings concerning an election. I mean, if they knew that, then they know that, then they keep it to themselves. But we never had that before. Like the Kenya Kwanza will then say, you know, that this particular kind of statements like that, and we've had him, we've also had Matiang'i say the same thing, that those kind of statements are the ones that cause people to become jittery about the possibility of an election, you know, being cooked.
Let me tell you, a person has got each man. Don't you have your opinion? You yourself.
When the opinion is coming from somebody of that stature, okay. You know.
Why do you degrade yourself as not human? Are you not human? You can make your opinion.
Yeah, but you see, I've got no portfolio. There's an opinion that's made when you have a portfolio.
You have talked. You don't want to allow me to talk, to answer you.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Daktari. Go ahead.
Yes. I, David Kones, the author of the book. My opinion as the author, the book which millions of the people in the world are reading, I feel that this election will be won by Mr. Raila Amolo Odinga. You have an opinion as an individual. I, Matsanga, Dr. David Nyekorat Matsanga, son of soil, born 67 years ago when Ruto was not even manifested.
And I agree, and people have to have their own opinions. All I'm just saying is, for people in authority, shouldn't they, I don't know, curb their opinion a bit?
Ruto has an opinion. Please, hasn't your Ruto? telling people he's gonna win this by 90%. 2, where did Ruto get the information that 1.2 million people had been removed from the register? 3, is Ruto working with Chebukati at night? Wewe unaleta mimi kwa serious intelligence that I can tell you here, you can be shocked. I don't want you to start fighting in that studio.
Well, it's difficult to know what happens.
We know what Ruto is doing.
I think
how did the Ruto ask? Can I ask one question? How did Mr. Candidate Ruto is no longer GP? I don't care about that of a nation. He's just working there, third-party insurance. Let me tell you, how did Ruto get information that 1.2 million people have been removed from the register, his supporters? So now you are going ahead to condemn another person, yet you have also said the same thing. What Chebukati would have done was to call Mr. Ruto publicly, because he's no longer a deputy president. He's just a deputy president on hot air, a ghost deputy president, ghost worker who collects money allowances for free. He's now a candidate. We can also interrogate him anywhere, in any Marwa place, Busa place, Waragi place, in any pub. We talk about him. He's not God. And therefore, how did Ruto get the information that 1.2 million people have been removed from IEBC? Who gave him the information?
IBC who said it's IBC themselves who said that they are removing ghost voters.
Answer me, because you are his neighbor, you share his water sewage.
No. IBC themselves said that they have ghost voters. But here's the thing, though: it should include in all our interests for us to.
Don't confuse our viewers. It was Ruto who came out and said first, not IEBC. IEBC said because KPMG came out with a report. But before KPMG came up with a report, Ruto had already known. Who told Ruto that there were 1.2 or 1 million voters were missing? Who? Answer me, we move forward. I'm a lawyer.
All I know is this, Daktari. It should be in all our interests to weed out ghost voters anyway. And that discussion has been had even in 2017. The discussion has been had in 2013. Regardless of who is running for what, it should be the interest of everyone that there should be no ghost voters of any kind in an election. That's why we have a cleanup of the register. That's why people are supposed to check. You know, with your phone, you check and ask and find out, you know, am I registered as a voter? Where am I registered? Am I registered in the place where I was registered before? You know, that kind of thing. It should be in all our interests so that we can help the process be as transparent as possible, so that we don't find ourselves in a place where we have found ourselves previously, where we are asking, was this thing really fair? You know, was it really, did so-and-so really win? You know, that's, I think, is what creates a problem in the country. It's not so much that we were voting. It's just that sometimes we have a difficulty with the counting.
Yes, my brother, you are very right. You have a point there. It is good we don't have ghost workers. I want to ask you another question, because you have not answered the other one. Do you know whether you're a voter or not?
I've checked on my phone, by the way.
Yes.
I am incidentally a voter in Langata.
Yes. Are you very...
Now that you have been saying Tarbo tunapitanga tu huko tukisalamia mama, but I'm a voter in Langata. And I checked, and I am a voter. Are you verified
or a ghost voter?
I'm verified. According to, in fact, I was trying to... According with this SMS is 77000.
But now, Mr.
I'm verified.
To me. Okay, can I tell you now? Imagine KPMG comes tomorrow and say, you are one of the dead voters. when you are
to begin with.
When imagine you go to the polling station and I'm asking you a question, I'm leading you to jail. I'm gonna detain you to jail in the committee. I'm taking you slowly, and I want you to answer these questions. Imagine tomorrow, you turn up at Langat voting station, wherever.
South C, in Khalsa Primary.
South C. And the returning officer tells you, sorry, Mr. Author of the books of books. I'm sorry, you are not on the voters register. Your name was taken out. You don't know. Yes. How many people are able to use your mechanism you have on to check on their names? Mama Maina, Mama Nani, Wanatieno, do they have that capability? Answer yes or no.
No, but you see this, Daktari, isn't it also this responsibility?
Let's move on.
It's two ways. It's IBC.
My problem.
Let me explain my point. I mean, I'm thinking it's IBC. They register you. that's a responsibility they need to have. Then also you as a voter, it's your responsibility to also now go and find out. And now I registered. Can I confirm? That I am still a registered voter. It's supposed to be a two-way traffic.
I'm bringing Kenyans to upstate. Whichever way you will vote, Kenyans. Listen, whether you are Ruto's voter, good luck. Whether you are Raila's voter, good luck. But I'm asking you, no, whether you are
a party guy.
Oh, yeah. Whichever person you want to vote, good luck. One, are you sure you are on the voters register at that hour? Why I'm saying so? The voters register was supposed, and I'm telling you, was supposed to be displayed 6 months ago. Am I wrong? 6 months ago. It has not been displayed. 6 months ago, it has not been displayed.
That is not a good thing.
So, which voters are you? I want to ask a question. Which voters? You are telling people that you want 48,000 voters, 48 presidential candidates to bring 48,000 voters. You can get our time, extra time.
We are almost another 4-5 minutes.
Showing this side. Yes. Which voter? I want to tell you. Which voters are you asking the presidential candidate to bring it to you, 48,000? Are they the dead ones? Are they among the dead ones? Are some of them that were put in this, dead or alive? You don't know.
It's difficult. Yeah, it's a hard question to answer.
So the question I'm leading you to take Chebukati to committee. I want to lock Chebukati to be sentenced so that he doesn't enjoy his pension. To go to committee. Which voters did he use? So Omutata and the other people are going to go to court and ask these questions to the judges. Tell us, and the Judge Mwiru, Justice Mwiru is waiting. She's there. She's waiting to knock this election. And the Kenyans are going to cry and say, remember Matsanga's words. You are not sorting the mess now. You are allowing it to go as if, believe me or not, you will hear my words when I'm not there. I'm your friend. I've been your friend. I've been a friend of the people of Kenya. I will continue to be the friend of the people of Kenya. But I'm telling you frankly, this election has not been properly. Preparations for these elections have been a monitor as far as a country called East Timor in Indonesia, where Wafula has never been. If you ask Chebukati where Indonesia is, he will murmur before he replies. He doesn't know where it is.
That's an unfair statement.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not unfair. He doesn't know. He will look for Google or he'll ask his child. Matsanga have been in Indonesia, East Timor. When they got independence, I went to witness it. So in a nutshell, you have destroyed the chance to redeem yourselves. Whether Ruto, whether it's Ruto, whether it is Raila, whether it is what, let them come down and talk to the president. And Chebukati come and tell us, is this election properly managed? If it is not properly managed, let the president and the speakers are still alive. Korban, we don't want to, that can cause us chaos at the end. I'm not saying chaos will be there, but I'm saying as a scholar, a school of international politics and international relations, science, which I can't lie to you that I did a science. What is that science that this younger man said he did in the university?
And we need to wind up. We only have 20, 30 seconds.
Yes, we have wound up.
Yeah. So what's your parting shot in the next...
I don't need to lie to you. I did political... My parting shot is this. A bad election in Africa creates more chaos for those nations. A badly arranged, prepared, organized election with hiccups of changing dates, changing goalposts, allowing candidates to be cleared, then remove them later on, then ask for their degrees later. What did Chebukati, why did he refuse other people to sit down with him to help him? He has caused a mess. He has caused suspicion, and someone will go it. They will stop this election. You have wasted 50 billion shillings on an exercise that is not worth an election. Chebukati has killed this election and has a case to answer. If this election does not go well, if transmission does not go well, all candidates, whether Ruto, whether Raila, Wajikoya, and Mwaura, they should sit down, and the President Uhuru Kenyatta, you should sit down as elders. You are all stakeholders. There is something which is not tying. Everybody is seeing it. The public is seeing it. And the people are not very happy about it. So help me, God. If I've said something wrong, let God help me. But I'm telling you frankly, won't be long before you say my words were could that certificate back.
Thank you so much, Daktari. Always a pleasure to have a discussion with you.
You can't clear. You see, another thing before I go, the Inspector General of Police says bangi is illegal in Kenya. Do you know that you can go with a sign, your symbol of a coffin as a candidate, and that will be allowed by what you call by Mr. Chebukati? You and I should have
the symbol of the hub. I doubt it.
No, yes, the guy now, Mr. Wachikoya, the one you are going to interview, says marijuana must be planted. The police are saying marijuana is illegal. So in one of these days, his rallies will not be policed, because the IG says he's not going to sit there and put police officers to hear people talk, grow more marijuana, grow more. You know, don't forget one thing. I asked you one question. There are so many silent smokers of this thing. There is a friend of mine in the media, I don't want to tell the name here, who once sent me for cigar in The Hague, when I used to go to Hague. When I want to ask for that cigar, the Mzungu at The Hague in the duty-free asked me for certificate. And now you can guess and sit back as we finish. You can guess.
It's acceptable.
Yes, you can see.
But I hear what you're saying. If it's illegal, why are we even having a discussion about it?
You know, I was asked for a certificate. I was asked for a certificate before I buy that cigar. When I came back, I told my friend you wanted me to be arrested at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport because the cigar.
And I see the question you're asking.
Yes, the cigar you smoke, you sent me to buy, is marijuana.
I hear you, Daktari. We have to go, but I hear that question, you know, that if it is illegal, why are we even having debates about whether we are going to grow it or not? I hear what you're saying. I was at a reggae concert, by the way, over the weekend.
Thank you very much. God bless. At least for me, my children have grown. None of them is smoking marijuana.
Yeah. And I thought, you know, that candidate would be there, but he wasn't there.
Professor Wachikoya's children are not in this country, so he can have other people's children smoke marijuana.
Yeah, we're out of time. But you know, there are some people who are saying, Daktari, as we go, that his candidature directly benefits Raila Odinga. Have you heard that?
Of course. Wajikoya, Wajidinga, Ruth Odinga, we have suffered together in London.
I'm saying,
cannot. Yes,
meeting has died. That has ended the meeting. The Zoom has, you know, cut out. Well, that's what we have for you. Unfortunately, that's what has happened. Next time. Stay tuned for Leah coming up with the lawsuit. Have a wonderful day. This 59 minutes.